What's up, guys? I'm back with a little chit-chat video where I chit-chat about topics, and I'm gonna probably do this once a week. I'm gonna do this more often because I really enjoy chit-chatting about animation and art and etc. So this video is about art styles. Do you want them? Do you have them? What do you do with one? Where do you put it? And that's what this video is about mainly. So a lot of artists have art styles. Some are distinct and some are more subtle. And I'm an animator that's known for a distinct art style, which is both a good thing and bad thing. It's a good thing because people recognize my work, or they'll follow my work because they like a certain style. Also, it's a good thing because I'll get commissions where people are like, I like your style and that's what I want. Whether it be like a horror video or a horror video. It's a bad thing because sometimes, like, if I'm applying to like a studio or something, they might worry that I'm not able to do anything other than my art style, which I am. So I often have to prove that I'm capable of copying other styles or being able to get into production work. So to answer the question, should you have an art style? I guess it all depends, of course. There's never a straightforward answer with any of this kind of stuff. You probably knew that coming into the video. Everyone's path to success is going to be unique. It's going to be different, and the world is changing in a unique way where I think a lot of the advice I've been given over the years might be obsolete pretty quickly. And if I were to avoid giving advice at all, which I'm probably going to give some advice. I can't help but just give a little bit of advice. Take it or leave it. You know, I'm not super qualified. I'm just an animator on YouTube. You've seen my work. But I'm just going to tell you the questions you need to ask yourself. And this might be hard if you're just starting out. You don't really know what you want to do. You just know that you love drawing, or you love painting, or you love animating, etc. So the questions are, what do you want to do? What's your goals with your artwork or animation or whatever? Where do you see yourself in the future? And it comes down to, do you want to be an independent artist, or do you want to work in the production side of things? Do you want to be a commercial artist or a fine artist? That's what they would say in my college. Those are the two different types of artists. Although there's a lot of nuance, there's a lot of success in crazy ways, because it's 2019, or maybe it's not. I don't know when you're watching this, but it's not less than 2019. I know that. So jumping right to the easy one, if you want to be a fine artist, or you want to be just an artist that posts online and gets a following, maybe you have a Patreon, maybe you're your own boss, you make your own work, maybe a few clients here and there. If you want to be that kind of artist, then having an art style is going to help you, and is going to help separate you from other artists. Now here's where I bring up the important point that you shouldn't seek out an art style. It just comes to you naturally. If you're just starting out, you got to draw from life, you got to draw what you like. You might have influences, you might come off as copying them at first, but over time you will find your own voice in your artwork. And it's important not to try to have an art style. Let that come to you naturally in what you draw and what you like to draw. I think a lot of artists, they get discouraged that what they draw doesn't look like what they want it to be, or they're not like the prolific artist right away, and they don't have a style or whatever, and it bums them out. But it's important to know that we're all learning, and you're gonna get better, and you're gonna develop your own voice, and it just takes time and experience, and just enjoy the journey rather than trying to rush to the end. And most artists, like a lot of professionals, a lot of artists that you see or admire are still on that journey and are still trying to learn. I know I am. I feel like I'm at the beginning of my career. I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface of what I want to do with my animation. Now there's the other kind of artist, the commercial artist, or the industry production artist. These people can make wild things. They're like chameleons. They can copy styles. They can do different animation styles or art styles. They can bring forth somebody else's vision or bring forth their own vision, and they're very good at it, and they have a lot of experience. And this type of artist is very hard to become. It takes a lot of time, a lot of focus, and a lot of training. I think if you want to be this type of artist, then you don't really need an art style, but you need to be good. And I know a few artists that they always say they don't have an art style and they wish they did, but they're like chameleons and they're really good at replicating styles. And I kind of envy that. And I think that is very important, especially in today's really competitive industry. And I mean, you might be thinking, can you have an art style and also be like a chameleon working in these studios, replicating other styles and bringing forth a director's vision? And of course you can. Most artists are like that. Most artists have, in their personal work, they have a certain style they like to draw in, and then when they go into the job, they draw in whatever their director tells them to draw in. I feel like I can talk in circles about this subject because it's kind of philosophical, really. There's no like right answer here, and a lot of it is just speculation. But I do know that some artists are famous for their art styles, and other artists need to work in the commercial world. And if you want to be in that world, you're going to do art tests, and you're going to be working in productions where if you can't keep up and make the director's vision come true, then you're probably not going to get the job. And this kind of segues into my final point right here, and this is a big one, and this is something I think any professional artist or professor will tell you, and it's that you want to put the work that you want to do in your portfolio. Your portfolio needs to be the work you like to make, and it needs to reflect what you like to create as an artist, because your portfolio is what's going to get you the jobs. You want to get the jobs that are going to get you passionate, that you're really into, and that you're really capable of doing. Or I've gotten jobs because people have seen my art style and they say, that's it. That's exactly how I want this cartoon being drawn, in that style. And I've worked on productions where like I get to just use my own art style. So that it's been a good thing. But most jobs are going to be people telling you that they want a certain style and you have to fulfill that. So my opinions, is it good to have an art style? Yes. Should you also learn how to replicate styles and work in a pipeline? Yes. Because the world is constantly changing. We don't know what's going to be the next big thing. It might be good to just have a bunch of tool sets in your arsenal so that you're equipped for the modern job world, just in case maybe something doesn't work out. And I feel like I'm just going to go on and on about jobs and getting a career, etc., because I think that's what scares people when it comes to, should I have an art style? Do I not have a voice as an artist, etc.? And I think you don't worry about it. Just practice. That's all you got to do, and everything will come. Get good at drawing, get good at what you like, put the hours in, and you will be rewarded. I promise. And I feel like that's all I need to say, really. That big takeaway. If you're watching this video because you're like, you were curious about this topic and you're just starting out and you don't really know what to think of all of it, just ask yourself the question, am I fulfilled? If you're making something, if you're at a job, ask yourself if you're fulfilled, because I had to ask myself that a few times, and I continue, before I take on any new assignments, I ask myself if I'm fulfilled by it. Is this going to reach my end goal? Is this going to help me get to where I want to be as an artist? And that's all that matters. I'm just going to practice, be as good as I can be, and try and be fulfilled with my work. And that's all you got to do at the end of the day. Make sure you're on that track. I know sometimes you can get off that track. Sometimes you can say yes to all these things, or maybe you're just drawing stuff you don't feel like drawing because you feel like you have to. And at that point, maybe you should just take a step back and ask yourself why you became an artist and what you really want out of all this. Like, what's in it for you is the big question. So yeah, that's been this rambling video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around to the end. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. What do you guys think about art styles? Do you have them? Do you hate them? Let me know, and we'll have a little chat down there as well. Also, I have a Patreon. Feel free to subscribe if you like this kind of content. I put up tutorials where I teach animation, as well as gifts for patrons, and we just chat there, really. And I'm probably going to put a poll up on my Patreon to see what the next video topic will be about, if people like this sort of thing. If people hated this, I won't do it anymore, but thanks for stopping by. Keep up the good work, everybody. Later.